All right. Hi, everyone. Hope you all can see my screen. This is Multimodal Weekly, a virtual webinar series hosted by the team here at 12Labs. For those of you who are new, we a startup focusing on building multimodal video understanding technology. This is an initiative that we've been running on a weekly basis over the past 3+ years or so. We tend to cover a variety of different topics, from researcher working in multimodal AI and foundation models. We also have customer and partners coming and share different application that they have been built in various verticals. We also have community members, developers, and users talking about the different type of projects on multimodal and video that they've been trying with our platform and API. So uh, these are some sample example of some of the recent session. We have a variety of technologies and application, everything ranging from like social media verification to agentic editing to mental health analysis, education, sport analysis, um, you know brand safety, compliance, etc. So today, super excited to have four presentation that cover a very different application using TwelveLabs, everything ranging from broadcasting to law enforcement to education and media. So first off, we'll have Jean Powell and Dave Elson. They will present a project called Determining Sponsorship Media Value, which uses TwelveLabs and Quip to detect and calculate sponsorship value in sport broadcasting content. So this project was being built at the Media Entertainment Hackathon that we did back in LA in March. Second, we'll have Christian Johnson, who will present Helion, which is a multi-source intelligent fusion system for video evidence-heavy investigation. So Christian was one of the winner about hackathon in St. Louis that focused on geospatial video intelligence last month. So super excited to see an interesting and super relevant mission critical use cases that he will present. Third, you have Miodrag Tasic, an active community member on our Discord, who will present a side project that he built called Swiftnotes, which is a productivity workflow that uses TwelveLabs Pegasus for task understanding and OpenAI Codex for compilation and skill creation. And then we'll close up our session with Rish Agarwal, who will present his startup called Cutsio, which is a platform that can turn scattered footage into a single library that can search, organize, chat, and share content. Yeah, so that's the agenda that we have today. And for a quick logistic note, for attendees, you can send your question on the Zoom chat, and then, if we have time, we're gonna have the speaker do an interactive Q&A at the end. So with that, I will stop sharing my screen, and then I'll pass the mic to Jean and Deb, so we can get started.
Great. Thanks, James, and thanks for having us. I'm here with Dave Houston. And so I'll just kind of go over the overview of what problem we're trying to solve, and then Dave's going to provide show the product and the demo. So we think it's a really cool thing. It's kind of a problem that I've been wrestling with or encountering for the past 15 years. And it's kind of to start off to set the stage is about 15 years ago, I had a conversation with the head of marketing for Monster Energy Drink. And he was proud of the fact that Monster never paid for any advertising. They only sponsor events and they sponsor athletes. And he was pulling out these magazines that was just showing me how Monster Energy logos were plastered all over the photographs, and he bragged that he didn't have to pay a cent for it. So I asked him if he knew how much, what value those sponsors delivered, because there's a cost to sponsoring athletes and getting your brand out at events. And, what was the ROI? And he said he didn't know, but he knew that he had to do it, and it worked. And that conversation has stuck with me throughout the years, because even though he was primarily talking about print, that same concept applies to video. So in our case, what we're trying to figure out is like, okay, well, how do you determine the media value of sports sponsorships? And this is what we essentially put together at the hackathon. The problem is that determining broadcast value of in-venue sponsorship is highly subjective and inexact. Brands want to be able to quantify the value of those brand impressions, and then venues want to be able to merchandise that value of the brand exposure in measurable terms in their sales efforts. So, if you think of like sponsorships, I mean, if you watch an NBA game, you see sponsorships are everywhere. in a NASCAR race, I mean, you also see it everywhere, not just in the venue, but also on the cars. And you could extrapolate this to, athletes too, when they have sponsor logos. And what they are is the logo is there for periods of time, but it's not taking up the whole screen. And then there's certain placements that are more prominent than others. So the idea is like, okay, well, how do you take the value of those placements and equate them to something that is a known quantity? So essentially, like the 30-second spot, advertisers and brands are buying 30-second spots all the time, and they know, how much they pay for those. So how can you take the brand placements and equate that to the value of a 30-second spot? So that's essentially what we've done is that, we've developed an application that identifies brand appearances in a sports broadcast and then determines its duration and what we're calling its prominence. And that can be calculated too through the AI model. So we combine that with the audience size, how many people are watching the broadcast, and then we benchmark it to a known metric, which is a 30-second spot, in order to calculate the media value. And so we use the TwelveLabs AI model for the detection and the video analysis, and then Kib is the orchestration engine. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dave, and he can actually show you how it works. And this pretty much works in real time.
Yeah, thanks, Gene. Let me share my screen. Perfect. Hopefully everybody can see. So yeah, so I Gene and I met at the hackathon, and he came up with a problem, and as soon as he said it, I said, I know a solution and we can use 12 Labs in order to accommodate that. So what we're seeing here is a MAM. This is Mimir. And our solution can fit in any MAM. So I've done this same solution in Iconic. We can absolutely do it in something like Avid or whatever. But we basically have a clip, and like Gene said, we have a bunch of brands. And so what I wanted to do is have a one-click solution to not only get what's going on in this video, but also being able to detect all the different brands. And so in Mimir, all I have to do is click this one little button, the money button, the dollar sign button, and you can see that it starts a workflow right away. And you see down here at the status, starting 12 Labs job. What this is doing in the background, it's using Kib in order to orchestrate a workflow that's using 12 Labs in order to grab all that information and then list all the different brands inside that video. It's also sending us Slack notifications, and it can email people, and it can be a review and approval. But if you go back to your MAM, you can see that after it's uploaded to 12 Labs, it's going to analyze all that brands, and then it's going to just populate inside your MAM all that metadata that is occurring there. Depending on the size of the clip, it takes some time, but it looks like it's in progress right now. And now it's sending it back, and you can see that it's given us a complete summary of what's going on in that video, down to individual race cars, like what's passing what. And then it also gave us some brand names that are pretty prominent in that as well. We go one step further by adding comments to each one of those. You can see this was just added a few seconds ago, and you can see both what's happening in the race, but also the different brand logos. So right now here, Geico logo is visible on a car, right? So that's super powerful in itself. One clip, tell me exactly what's going on in that video. But we take it again one step further, and I built a Kib dashboard in order to see what's going on in that video. So this is just basically like an HTML page that I've built that tracks all the different brands. If I go to reload here, you can see that jobs come in. I can see it within this interface, but you can see like this is the NASCAR race that we were just talking about. And again, it shows you Geico, NASCAR race leaderboard display, and Red Bull. You can see in other clips that if it's shown multiple times, like there's a logo that showed multiple times, you can see exactly where that is. So again, this is another racing for Red Bull. and you can see all the different start and duration of that clip. And then also you can change the viewership, how many, determine that value based on how many people are actually seeing it. So on default, I just say 1,000, but let's say there's 10,000. You can see that it changes the value of all the different uh, uh, viewership of that. I can then export this to a PDF or a CSV, or I can hide it and it doesn't provide that value anymore. Again, at the very, very top, I have overall value of each one of the different brands of all my analysis logs. Um, and I can sort this however I want. Let's say, NASCAR leaderboard is not really something that we want to see. I can hide that and it would change the value of that as well. So this is a uh, basically two type of users. One that would just look at this exposure tracker, can export the different brands, and then also my editors or whatever can go into your MAM system here and be able to work with it. Then you can send this to your editors or any other platform using other additional KIB workflows. As I said before, I've done the exact same workflow in another platform called Iconic, and you can see the exact same thing. Kind of, every MAM is a little bit different, so terminology might be a little different, but you still see the same idea that this is a generated summary, and it's creating the different subclips. And going back to my dashboards, you can go down here. You can see these are made in Mimir, but you can also see that they're in Iconic. And these links actually, if you click on them, it'll open up your MAM to wherever it is and jump to the location right away, wherever that is. So, yeah, that was our project for TwelveLabs hackathon. I'm so glad I got to meet Gene, and hopefully this is something in the future people use and collaborate with. So
Awesome. Thanks, Dave and Jean. Actually, I actually talk about this project internally with some of our team member, and we have a couple of new folks who recently joined that focusing on like sports and brand management use cases, and then I know that they're really excited uh, about this particular use cases, and honestly we had a lot of interest internally from like these leaks, right? This spot leak
nice.
on and not just the leaks, but actually the team level as well.
Yep.
To maximize logo placement from advertisers. So I would love to like connect you
Yep.
guys with him later on to discuss like some ideas on make this workflow in production, right? Like
Yeah,
production.
yeah. No, and what's great about our KIB dashboards is that this is an HTML page, like I said. So if there's additional features or something that a client wants to customize, that's very easily done, especially in today's world where, you can basically vibe code yourself into making a page like this. So it's a matter of just grabbing that data and just displaying it. So
Awesome. And any question from the audience? Maybe you can have like one or two questions. Um, yeah, Miodrag, I think you raised your hand.
I don't have a question. I just want to say the layout's actually really nice.
oh,
The
thank you.
layout's really nice.
I
It's like, and it's also super clear, like how you're supposed to use it. So it's very
Cool.
nice.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So let's move on to Christian. Do you want to start sharing the screen?
Yes. Hello, everybody. Yeah, that was definitely a really hard presentation to follow, but yeah. My name is Christian Johnson. I live here in St. Louis, Missouri. It was part of the hackathon in St. Louis. So, thank you so much, James. Today I'm going to be talking about Helion. It is a video evidence intelligence platform for multi evidence and very video evidence heavy investigations. So it's specifically for law enforcement. So myself, I am a former police officer, 10 years as a police officer and an police detective. Did Was also attached to the DEA, so I've been a part of a lot of incidents where like police shootings and many different things where when an incident happens, you have body cam footage, you have footage coming from CCTV cameras. Everybody now, of course, pulling out their cell phones. That becomes also evidentiary information. So think about like a shooting or even a police shooting, and I'm going to show you in a second it live. But when these incidents happen, it what it does, it kicks off a chain of events where police officers are responding to the scene. They're investigating, they're interviewing witnesses, they're trying to piece together what happened. This also kicks off a very much of a legal incident as well. So if a crime occurred, somebody has to be held accountable to what happened. And so with this can be months and even years where it plays throughout the courts. And so any information that is collected at the scene at this moment in time, it has to be able to be preserved for many years to come. Right now, when police officers and investigators are investigating critical incidents, they're normally having to take a lot of time to investigate these scenes. It can take, if a police shooting or a homicide, it can take weeks just looking through cameras from convenience stores, the body cameras, who said what. And just real quick, I'll tell you a quick story. I was investigating a homicide and I end up talking directly to the suspect, the person he had took the life of his neighbor, and in in just looking through that the camera feeds, as I had a conversation with them saying, hey, this wasn't quite right what he said. But that takes time. So I'll be presenting Helion. So Helion basically is a platform that allows you to take whatever video sources that you have, also witness statements or whatever, pull them together to be analyzed. And this demo I prepared for you is actually it's a police involved shooting that happened in 2022 in Houston, Texas. This was a police pursuit, a vehicle pursuit. The police officers pull over a person. And he ended up taking off, and then several officers were involved in the shooting. And so with this, and we're looking at this from a perspective of a investigator, and you're being tasked with investigating the incident of a police involved shooting. That means that you have to, look at all the body cameras and all the things to make a determination, like, hey, did the police officers were they in the right when they end up firing at this person. So and again, like, this is normally taking many many hours or days and weeks, and with this, this is all the video is embedded with Marengo using like 12 Labs, and it's all encoded. And so with this, it also pulls together all the feeds and extracts all the timelines. It does the full transcripts, and not only the transcripts of what happened, the audio, but also what actually happened in the video feeds. And so with this is pulling it all together. This is not just like hard coded or anything like that. This is the system is fully doing this. And it's putting all the feeds together as well. So you can see exactly who's doing what at the exact time. Also on this right hand screen, it is also putting the exact timeline of what happened when. And remember, this becomes evidentiary information that that has to be able to play out through the courts. Um, we are also just gonna I'm gonna speed up real quick to where more stuff is happening. But basically, what this is like every single officer being involved in the shooting, who's rendering aid. There was a gun involved. So like where is the gun and all that. So everybody's body camera shows a different perspective. And so as an investigator, I would be having to go through everybody's body camera, figure out what they said and all that. And this does that. Also, I'm going to go to this next tab right here. It also pulls who was involved in the incident, right? What camera feeds, what that they were a part of. So it links it all directly, the time stamps and everything like that. Also, a dedicated timeline, so you know exactly what happened when. And then the next part is a geospatial map. And so this map is actually was created by the system based on the audio. So when they were started the pursuit, they're calling out, "Hey, this is the street I'm on," and all that. Also, it's and this was just for the hackathon, but in real world, you would also use like metadata from the body camera or from the vehicle and stuff like that to do like the geospatial mapping as well. So, but we can know exactly who was where, when, and if they wrote a police report saying, "Hey, this is what I did," we know exactly what was going on. Um, Also, another thing that the system does is also does the transcriptions of like who said what, when, what did they give a command, the radio calls, all that. So, and it's broken down by officer. So we know exactly who said what. Did they say he has a gun in his hand? What was the commands? Get down, um, all these things that each person, and remember again, like these become evidence. Um, we can also add more witness statements on here. And because this was a police involved shooting, we also have the police department's use of force policy that we're measuring every incident, every all the things in the feeds against. And so this is the HPD's shooting use of force policy. And so this is what the system is now also measuring up against. And so so it's saying, hey, this is the policy. Were they actually compliant or not in each feed, right? So these are the things that investigators have to be able to present and say, hey, at this moment, was the policy that pertained to this. Maybe we're flagging this and looking at this a little bit closer, and then can we go in there and actually just really kind of go in there and analyze that. And then we can do a full report, and then this can be sent to like the DA or the higher ups, be sent out to the public as well. But this becomes just like a very evidentiary log of exactly what happened, and it's grounded in real time data, truth of like what actually happened from each perspective. And that can be just given out to whoever needs it. Also, we have on the left hand side, we have a Helion agent. So with the Helion agent, what I've asked is just like walk me through the incident of what happened through the case, and it gives a full narrative. So each phase, and actually, what I'll do is. I'll just real quick, just do it again so you actually can kind of see it live. And what it's doing is actually walking through each feed, the embeddings of each feed. And this is actually using Opus 4.7. and is calling the Marengo embeddings, and also Pegasus as a subagent as well. So it's getting the exactly like what actually happened at each step. So yeah, so I think that is it. I will take any questions that anybody has.
Awesome. Thanks, Christian. And a question. I'll let the yeah. I'll let the yeah. Rish, do you want to ask?
I don't have any question, but obviously the product looks amazing. But this is the most insane domain knowledge experience that I have seen anybody having.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you.
That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Many years as police officer, so I know it very intimately well. So, yeah. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, I've got a quick question. How much of this is AI ta taken, I guess you could say?
Mhm.
Is there a way to add additional information that's not maybe AI generated?
Yeah, yeah. So actually, really none of this is like the embeddings, all that those are actually not AI generated.
Got it.
Yeah. So only like the agent of itself,
Got it.
and it's just using the ground truth basically. So, yeah,
Got it. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Miodrag, do you want to ask?
Yeah, I also want to say, yeah, great project, the domain knowledge thing. Seriously. Yeah. I don't think anybody could take this and do it better, like, than you
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Thank you.
It would literally be impossible to do it better than you. I want to say regarding the like AI mixed with some kind of human
Mhm,
uh reviews, maybe
mhm.
the report section. Would you mind clicking the report tab?
Of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it was here.
Mhm.
Mm, sorry, could you go policy? Could you go to the policy tab?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, yeah.
So on the policy tab, correct me if I'm wrong. This
Mhm,
is based on the embeddings and everything that happened. It's
mhm.
popping up the correct compliances that you should be reviewing, right?
Yes, yes. So basically just putting those together and saying, hey, what does the policy say? What actually happened in the video?
Mhm.
And based on that, does it look like it's compliant? Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see regarding like the human mix of this, if this was
Hmm.
put into use, and it
Hmm.
looks like it very well could be.
Yeah.
Um, if you have the regular process right now where people are reviewing videos and
Hmm.
doing such a job like this for the policy compliance
Exactly.
reviews, and
Hmm.
then after they get this tab additionally on top, they might have
Hmm.
missed something. They
Hmm.
might have not written in as much detail, and
Yeah.
this looks very, very useful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and then that's literally the job. Like, because it's so critical. Because that's what's going to be it's gonna be the policy that's held up and then also the law as well, right? So you can also apply like if you live in California or if you live in like I live in Missouri, what is the policy and then also what is the actual law and that's something the DA would do. So you can actually have like a DA kind of dashboard as well because then they're getting basically something very similar, and then they're looking at it based on the law and saying, "Hey, did the officer violate the law?" And just also remember, this is just one thing. You can also use this with interrogating or doing a suspect interview or even a witness interview. So the future state of this is where you can also do this almost real time as well, like near real time with body cams while you're actually talking on a scene to a witness because like three or four witnesses could be saying the same different things and or similar things and you kind of can measure that up and that actually could help you figure out what happened faster as well. So yeah, so there's just different things that we can kind of as we start to kind of just build this out further. But this is you guys are seeing like literally like V1 of it. So, but thank you guys so much. I really
Uh,
appreciate it.
I think this is really cool, and I think you should like pitch it to like news outlets because
Hmm.
this is a great story. Whether it's you or whether it's
Yeah.
12 Labs, I mean,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's just a regular consumer. People would be
Yeah.
interested in how AI is being used or
Yeah.
could be used.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Anything else? And I'll stop sharing. All right.
All right, Christian. I know that you do have. I know that for Christians do plan to like keep expanding Helion and
Hmm.
put
Yeah.
your product on top of it. So yeah, we would love from 12 side. We love definitely would love to support you as you
Thank you.
implement new features and kind of grow usage. I think
Appreciate
it's a
it.
very cool
Awesome.
vertical application about technology, and we'd love to see yeah like these kind of new use cases in our ecosystem. Great. Okay, so let's move on to Miodrag, the third presentation.
Thank you, thank you. Christian, you said that was gonna be hard to follow up the first one. I mean, uh, yeah, I don't like. Anyhow,
Got
I
it. You
think
got it.
that was amazing. That was amazing. That was amazing. Really, I don't even know what the difference between a policy and law is. So if someone asked me to work on that, it'd be way too much communication. You're the guy to do that, and I hope that succeeds. And that's gonna be interesting to keep up with.
Yeah.
So what I'm bringing here is let me try and share the right screen. I think this is the one. Yeah. Okay. So can you guys see the little presentation? I think so. Right? Okay. So I'm just an everyday developer, and I've been using Codex very often. Codex and Claude. A lot of these modern AI tools have this skill for computer use. As time goes on, other LLMs will as well, but computer use in general is very good. It's pretty easy for me to use because I know how to like type in the $ symbol and write the skill name and stuff like this. But I'm going to talk about how we can maybe take computer use and create an application that may be usable for the general population, which is just barely getting started on using LLMs and AI technology. So right now, Swiftnotes is an application, which I'll show in a second. It's a permanent user interface that kind of helps you with your daily workflows. But there's also a plugin feature, which one of the new plugins about it is called Teach, and it utilizes Pegasus 1.5 from 12Labs. So even for me right now, I have to write prompts if I want computer use to do something. However, most work is easier to show than explain. Prompts tend to miss private context, corrections sometimes, judgment, and final checks that make a workflow actually succeed. And this is the reason I created Teach. Please, next slide. Next slide. Where's the... I don't know why it's not going to next slide. You... Okay. Um, oh, so I explained this one, sorry. I don't know why it's not going next slide. That's kind of... So how Teach works is I'm going to be how Teach works is instead of writing the skill, you perform the task. So it's going to record your local workflow, telemetry, and then after it's going to feed the video footage of what you've done to Pegasus 1.5 to understand the video over time. And then I'm going to use the Pegasus 1.5 and all the local telemetry, feed them into Codex to create an installable skill. So what does Pegasus 1.5 do for Teach? Pegasus 1.5, well, local evidence is necessary, like URLs, switching apps, clicks, scrolls, clipboard changes, and screen frames. But local evidence says what happened, and it can't always judge whether an action mattered or whether the task succeeded. Because as I'm going through a task as a human, I may click the wrong page or click the wrong link and have to go back and things like this. So yeah, Pegasus understands the video over time, which helps Teach understand inaccurate navigation, hesitation, and dead ends from correct steps that a future skill should repeat. So how it works, the pipeline is you press record or record the screen, record the task. It captures local events, sends the video to Pegasus 1.5 for time-based metadata. And then I normalize the response with Codex and let Codex merge that with local evidence into a skill package, which I can then use directly in Codex with something like the $ symbol to activate that skill. Now, some real-world use cases for this, apart from the kind of idea of just automating tasks, maybe something like support playbooks, Q&A acceptance flows, back office operations, client onboarding. So for example, if you're working at a company and your current workflow as a business is that you have a representative who receives emails, reviews the emails information from a new customer, and then has to make a decision on whether or not to even add them into the system. This is a workflow that if you record it once and do it with Teach will be able to automate it afterwards, even with something like setting up a Codex automation per hour to review all emails. Those are some of the real processes that can be done right now. But the issue currently with Teach, I would say issue, is that it's developer friendly, but it's not very just general population friendly. The user-friendly version could look something like this on my screen right now. Something like a very simple record button, stop, and run. Now, this has to be a software because with it being a software, it's going to have easy utilization of something like the CLI, where I'm going to allow users to utilize Codex CLI without them even really knowing it behind the scenes, to just click, start, record, stop, and run. And then if you're on a team and you create a skill for, let's say, what I said a second ago, like onboarding users, we can add that skill to our team's repository of skills, and someone else on another computer can simply install our skill locally and press run and have that running there. Or you could transfer this to a cloud system to do these kind of processes passively without someone being behind the scene. Once LLMs are great enough, or once the process is deterministic enough. So I can show you guys now what that looks like. Maybe stop share and then share screen. Yeah, so I'm just gonna share my whole screen. Now, what's it called? So here's Swiftnotes. I'm gonna pop it open. It just pops open on my screen here. It just sits on the outskirts. This is the plugin bar here. You can move things. You can move everything around passively, or however you like. But Teach is here. Now, if I click open on Teach, it opens up this interface. And let's go ahead and make a new skill. So if I click history here, sorry, if I click start, I'm gonna make a new skill. So I just tested it an hour ago with making a flight. But perhaps we can think of another skill. Does someone have a general task that may be done, something as simple as, let's say, booking a flight, or maybe changing your desktop wallpaper? Is there an idea someone might want to test out? If not, I'll figure one. So, let's see. You know what I could do is maybe I'll go on Amazon.com. I'm gonna see the current best priced certain item. So me as a regular user, I want to buy a new chair today. I want to buy a chair that is like a pretty good price and has certain settings. Maybe it's like a certain color, material, and whatnot. So I'm gonna do buying a chair, an item on Amazon. So sorry, I'm gonna have to literally log into Amazon for that. I'm gonna say booking a flight for Korea, let's say. Okay, so I'm gonna do this as well. Booking a flight for Korea. I have to log in and install it. So if I click start recording, I wonder if it works while I'm literally Zoom recording, because that might actually interfere. Start recording, stop. Okay, it's recording. So hopefully this doesn't interfere. I didn't think of the Zoom application. And I personally, I'm going to be booking on, let's say, Air Canada. So it's recording my screen right now. It's recording my clicks and scrolls, and we'll see that soon. I'm in Toronto, and I'm going to go to Incheon, but let's say I'm going to go to Gimpo now. And I want to fly, let's say, June 17th, and it's going to be one way. So I'm going to click search now. And what I'm going to do with the skill is I'm doing it today right now myself, but I want this to be automated so I can just get away from the computer and get the result tomorrow, for example. So here's for June 17th. I'm going to pick the cheapest seat. So I will just see here, lowest price. Let's click standard. And then here I actually am going to go for 2 check bags. Minimize that. Now I'm at this screen, and this is exactly what I'd like. So all I want is my computer to automate this process and just open the screen for me next time. So are you guys able to see the stop button here? I hope so. I'm going to click stop. What happens is it's now compiling the local telemetry, like clicks, scrolls, applications that were open and whatnot. But as you could imagine, there's a lot of random things I may have clicked, may have scrolled through, and the process may not have been as efficient as possible. So with the button stop, it is still compiling this. The local telemetry won't take too long. Capture in progress. I'm on time. I think it's 6 minutes in, 8 minutes in so far. Okay. Local telemetry has been collected. So now it successfully captured like the things that I've done, the actual steps with my machine. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to yeah. Oh my God, the paste was saved on the API key. That's amazing. Okay, great. So now I'm sending the video to Pegasus 1.5. Great, that must not have been the API key. I'm going to go into history and just go to the previous one, which is very similar. Send myself a flight based on the best price. So this is exactly what I did. And 1 second. Yeah, Pegasus is there. That's great. So this is what the skill would have looked like had Pegasus return its data. Pegasus is completely separate data, local data. Now we used Codex to merge that. And we click install, and it installs the skill. So now this is Air Canada-YYZ. So if I just go to Codex, I'll go to the I'll just go to the terminal, to be honest, and open a new tab. What's it called? It's called Air Canada YYZ. So I'm gonna run Codex Air Canada YYZ, and I'm just gonna say $, Air Canada YYZ. It's one of these two. We just duplicated it, and I'm just gonna say instead of for the date that we set there, I'm gonna literally just write this July 8th, like a random date, and I'm gonna press enter. So now we're gonna see computer views get activated. It's going to start utilizing my computer and my Safari browser. I'm gonna close this just in case, and it's going to go through the steps as we did, but it's going to disregard the random inputs I may have done and whatnot. And while that's working, I'm going to just explain the user interface a little bit. Here we can see the data that has been saved here. This is the actual skill itself. So the skill, when I call it, this is what the skill is. The skill does reference 4 different files as well. Actually, it references Pegasus's like raw data or not the raw data, but the standardized information for the skill itself, and some other information like the local telemetry. So the skill is going to utilize all that stuff, and it is now for that random date of July 8th, doing the same process. It actually, I don't know if you guys saw that. Initially, I clicked the basic flight, and then I clicked for two luggage to bring on, but this just went directly to the flex seat immediately. So that is right there exactly what Pegasus did for me. If it was only local telemetry, it would have literally gone to the basic version. And then when I got the upgrade option, it would have upgraded me. But Pegasus said, hey, wait a second. This guy wanted to go for 2 anyways. He ended up upgrading it. Here's the better version. So that's exactly what Pegasus did for me. And longer flows, you can see how this would save a lot of time and just be more efficient and accurate. So yeah, that's it. That's the page that we got to right there. There's some other information here for like developers. We can see the raw request from TwelveLabs that we got back, and then we also can see the normalized Pegasus, not standard, not normalized. So we need to like take that data that Pegasus returned to us and standardize it for our skill to be consistent. We can see the replay here as well. Expand it. This is literally what I did yesterday. So this is the exact flow of what I did. It's saved for easy use. And yeah, so that is Swiftnotes Teach. And I do actually have one question before I finish the presentation for James, which is, do you think that maybe Pegasus 1.5, I haven't tried this out. Currently, it understands like one video at a time, right? Frame by frame. Or I haven't looked into the details of this, but what if we sent it instead of one video? What if you send it a video that's like partitioned into 4 parts, where the top left of the screen is like the first fourth of the video, top right is maybe the second fourth, third fourth, and fourth fourth, and we feed that into Pegasus all at the same time? Would it be able to um, understand what happens with a uh, quicker return results? Yeah, something like a virtual cache style multiplication of the visible work per frame. So I know I just presented and asked that question. I wasn't sure what to ask, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I think computer use is very interesting use cases that I know for sure that developers will have the highest request for it because, um, you know, developers, they work with screen all day and they want to learn information from demos, recording, etc. So I think this workflow that you did present here is actually very relevant to have TwelveLabs getting better developer adoption. I to answer your question, I mean we always want to love to increase in um, so one distinction if you notice on the recent Pegasus 1.5 is indexing is not a concept anymore. It's actually on the fly processing for Pegasus 1.5, which means that you don't have to create an index and upload that video into it. And so that will have material improvement in terms of like, getting analysis right away. So super powerful for async analysis. You know, and then soon probably like hopefully by Q3 we should have support for live video ingestion as well. So I guess we try to figure out what could be the right pipeline and kind of like ingestion pipeline for that workflow. You know, and that include both like webcam camera capture, like in this case, right? But also even like broadcasting use cases like what Gene and Dave has presented. You can take in like RTSP feed from or like camera surveillance, right? From Christian mentioning like taking into some strong feed and then index and analyze directly with TwelveLabs. Um, on another quick comment before I let other folks ask question is internally we has been building Cloud Code plugin, Codex plugin as well on top of our models tooling, and we actually have a new product coming up soon that is very, very exciting, and we want to make it also agent native, right? As in like we want to make from the get-go the design of that product will be consumable by AI coding assistant, and so plugin and skill is like first primitive during the design development of the new API. And yeah, so we would definitely love to see how it being used in conjunction, right, with Codex, for example, to help tackle like the workflow that you brought up here. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. And regarding Codex, like the fact that these LLMs have computer use, it could be Codex, Claude, and things like this. There's actually a Claude API key you can put in. I just disabled that for now.
Yeah. Christian, do you want to ask a question?
Yes, yes. Yeah, great presentation. I really loved it. Have you thought about also thinking about like computer use training? So right now you have like the foundation model companies when they're teaching the models how to actually do computer use. Right now they are we're having we're basically trying to record people and have like the top people of different things for different workflows. Let's say like a lawyer and different stuff. And they actually hire firms to just like collect that training data. I could see this like, and I've actually tried to do before I knew about like 12 Labs, like where I would kind of record myself doing a video, but without video understanding you can't really like you can't train that model really on computer use. So this could actually accelerate computer use at more of like at the model level. Um, so yeah, so like I that's just the idea, but yeah, have you thought about that?
That's a really interesting point. There's one thing I like Swiftnotes. Right now, Swiftnotes is as local as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It does send your information, basically, let's say to 12 Labs or to OpenAI
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
So regarding for training itself, 12 Labs is getting it directly.
Yeah, yeah,
Codex
yeah,
is
yeah.
getting
Training,
OpenAI
yeah,
is getting it
yeah.
directly,
And
right?
you could do like
Um,
package it and like OpenAI and Anthropic. They're
yeah,
spending, they're paying billions of dollars. I mean, like there's literally like a company, yeah, like that. They like their customers are like three or four frontier labs, and they're just like collecting like the training data,
the
but
Alexander
you
Wang one,
know.
right?
Not even that. There's a McCore. McCore is the
Uh,
other one. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Scale did it first, and then McCore is more like they're looking for like people with different specialties, and then like they're like literally recording them, like their keystrokes and all this stuff. So like what you're doing is like you are collecting training data right now. And I find it amazing. Good job.
yeah. Well, actually, one great benefit of Pegasus is that a lot of companies, computer use can't. It doesn't know your user interface. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know
Yeah.
the steps that you need to do on your local software.
Mm-hmm.
And so Pegasus is going to be like, oh hey, like they just showed exactly what it looks like. Now we can actually do it. Computer use, if I type in directly a skill, like hey, do this on our software, it's not going to know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So that's where Pegasus will come in as well. But I think that's a great
Yeah.
point. That's definitely like a monetizable point of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm glad that
Yeah.
James and 12 Labs are getting it like
Yes,
anyhow
we
if this
are.
does. But yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Awesome. All right. Let's go ahead with the last presentation. Rish, you wanna take it out, close it for us?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Unless James is going to pull the plug in like 3 minutes, I I have to
No, no
speak
worries. I
in
think
like 2x.
no. I think we probably gonna go over anyway. So feel free to take your time. Yeah.
Okay, so let me share it. Okay, so hey guys, my name is Rish, and just quickly a little bit about myself. So I am an engineer by education, so I did my graduation in computer engineering IT, but I always had this passion for photography and filmmaking. So when I got into a nice job out of college, I still did photography and filmmaking while I was there. And everybody around me told me that, dude, get out of this. You're not built for this. You might be earning good and having comfortable life, but that's not you. I listened to the market, I listened to my friends, and I went ahead and just followed my passion for photography and filmmaking. And in those 12, 15 years so far, I have made an award-winning brand, which is a global brand for wedding photography. I'm from India, by the way. So that journey has taken me and given me deep insights about the industry, about how things work in media, in photography, in filmmaking. I have worked with real editors, people, and have done projects from end to end, from the set where things are being recorded on footage, on film, to the delivery, which is the end goal. So I know the whole process over and over all these years. So this is just my experience. I have been on panel of Apple India as a photography expert, and I have done international fashion campaigns, video, TBC, and so this is some of my photography stuff. So campaigns, lookbooks. I have experience in visual direction, production, budgeting, all of that. And yeah, so this is what I have been doing so far. And I have worked with brands like Google and YouTube themselves. So that gives me kind of an slight domain edge versus anybody who kind of might be working on the same domain. So having said that, the product I have built is called Cutsio. The problem I'm solving is that most of the people, including all of us right here, have videos and footages. It's 11 o'clock. Videos and footages shot across their lives, but everything is stored in these hard drives somewhere or dump storages. And if I have to ask, let's say Christian or James or anybody else, like find me the video of your mom's birthday, which was like maybe 5 years back, right? You have no idea where to look. Similarly, with production companies and people who have large libraries, there is no way to centralize them at one place and then do the AI searching and whatever with AI on that library, right? So far, all the AI companies out there are focusing on Gen AI stuff. So creating the Will Smith with spaghetti better and better, But what about all the data that's already shot, that's in the world? What about that? How are we enabling usability of that with AI, right? So this is the core pitch, like all your videos inside one searchable brain. Now, since I come from production background, RE and RED are the cameras that are used on actual film sets in which actual films and TVCs are shot. And those formats are completely different. They are huge files and a pain to convert and uh, make it usable as quickly as possible. So I'll come to that. But this is what Cutsio will be. So you can put any playable video file inside Cutsio and we will instantly make it visually searchable. We'll make a collection. We'll make you able to share that with anybody. Let's say you are able to find your mom's birthdays videos, fine. But what's the way to share it with me in one click? Right now you have to upload it to Google Drive or Dropbox and send me the link. It's all super cumbersome, right? And so this is the core idea of Cutsio. So searching by moments, any moment you can search using, of course, 12Labs. You can ingest any of the footage that's being lying around with these dump storages like Google Drive, Dropbox, WeTransfer, or your physical hard drive. I have no beef with them, but these storages are not made for videos. These are made for object storages for files. And videos are actually different from files in a lot of ways, right? Yeah, so size matters, but basically every single company or every single storage solution out there charges you by the GBs, right? But we are in 2026 where we are shooting 4K footages, which are less in length but more in size always. So if you shoot a 2-minute 4K video, it's going to cost like 5 GBs in storage, but it's only 2 minutes. And Cutsio is going to charge you for only that 2 minutes and disregarding the size of the file. That makes it super valuable for people who create a lot of content which are super high quality, but they want to have everything ingested at one place, right? So this is yeah, and sharing and collection in one click. This is something I'll demo right now, probably by the end of it. So this is how the Cutsio interface looks like. So when you sign up, you'll have this greeting from Cutsio, and this is how your whole library will look like once you ingest everything, either one by one or in bulk, right? So you can put links from either Google Drive, Dropbox, Google Photos, or Vimeo, and we'll ingest everything within seconds. Or you can traditionally just choose a file and use your local files like so. Once you ingest one file, let's say I go with, okay, let's say I go with this one. So this is an OpenAI podcast, which is like 40 minutes long, I think. We can instantly create an AI summary and give you a tag, and the magic thing happens right here and right here. So if I click this, this will add this video to the visual index, which will in the background sync with 12Labs, and this I'll show you in a minute. But every video get this workspace. So if I open this, you can get this DaVinci style workspace for every single video that you upload, which is basically transcript based editing, right? And like I said, I don't want to replace editors because I don't think that's possible. Even though every other day we see post on X that Claude Code is destroying this industry, pack your bags and everything. That's not going to happen, not anytime soon, because most of these claims are made by tech bros who have never been in an actual editing room with any serious editor, right? So that's just sorry about language, but bullshit, right? So, but what we are doing right now is, let's say we transcribe this whole thing, and we can ask this agent. Let's say I'm gonna clear this chat. And we can ask this agent that, hey, what are the top 3 moments in this video? And it's going to go through everything and through the embeddings which are generated through the transcripts. And it's going to give me these options. Now, the best thing about Cutsio is you can obviously download these as different clips, but here is what the magic happens. export EDL and export XML. So we are going to give you only those moments as an XML, which you can import inside your DaVinci or whatever software you're using. We are supporting Final Cut Pro and DaVinci so far, and you will have the pre-cut timelines on your project in like within 1 second. So you went from this whole footage to pre-cut XML, and that is all non-destructive. So you can just put the handles and increase the length of the clips. So nothing is destroyed. We are just giving you the pre-cut timeline that's ready, right? So if I play the reel right now like that, it will play and then it will show the highlights like so. And then you can either download the EDL XML or the clips as well, right? So that's the major thing. Now coming to where the TwelveLabs is helping me right here. So I'll give you an example of, let's say, these are the three kind of scenes I have imported inside Cutsio. One is Interstellar, the tidal wave scene, where we were battling with mountains and waves. And this one was a scene of F1, which is a double crash F1 out race. So you can see we already did all of these ourselves, like the creating highlights and summaries and all of that. And this one is Top Gun Maverick, where Maverick shows how it's done to the whole team. I'm sure all of you know that, right? So coming to video intelligence, this is where the magic happens. So here we have indexed all of these videos like so. Now imagine you are the editor of F1 movie and you have just got like thousands of clips, and somebody asks you to cut a trailer and you want to find exact scenes where, let's say, there are two cars on the racetrack out of the whole raw footage, right? So Cutsio makes it one click. So you can ask for, let's say, two cars on the race track. And as soon as you hit that query, it's going to give you all the moments where you will see exactly two cars on a racetrack, like 1 and 2. In this, you can see racetracks 1 and 2, two cars. Similarly, right here, you can see two cars behind the logo. So it caught even that. So 1 and 2, right? So this is even literal. Like you can even ask for, let's say, emotional moments. Imagine you are a film studio owner or an editor and you have tons of footage and somebody asks you, dude, just find me emotional moments across my whole library. It's gonna take half of your life and half of your hair from your head, you know? So if I just press return here, you will see it has figured out what emotion means, right? So even though this whole interstellar thing was all emotional, but look at this scene. It has figured out that out of that F1 race, this particular moment was emotional. And this right now is practically magic, which 12 Labs is enabling us to do, right? So and yeah, you can just select these videos like so. You can just download or create a collection. I'm coming to collection right now. So collection. So this is the magic part. Collections is basically filmmakers have a tendency of sharing their films in the best way possible, and for that they completely hate YouTube because it introduces all those artifacts in videos and it compresses like hell. They love Vimeo, but Vimeo doesn't work everywhere. It has a tendency of getting stuck on a lot of devices, right? So what we do is, since I'm from this background, we create stellar collections and display for your footage. So let's say this is one collection of my own films. If I click on copy share link and I open this in a new collection, this can be shared with anybody. It's a public link, right? And when you see that collection, this is how it comes to the client or somebody who's looking at what you have made. This is not like a generic link where you have to like everybody has. So this is a pre-designed and like a theater experience for your videos, because I think that your videos deserve a place to be shown like with all the beauty and passion that you have made it. So this is basically what the product is. And yeah, one more thing. Uh, uh, One more use case that people are using it for is that we have something called as copy upload link, right? So I had this thing recently that one of the companies who shoots concerts use Cutsio for this. So let's say in concerts, you are having 5 different cameras and all the audience members shooting content, and you want all those footages inside one place. How do you do that? You can't ask everybody to upload everything on Dropbox and share the links. That cannot happen, right? So what you will do is you can just copy this upload link right here, and you can define the link expiration, let's say 24 hours. And if let's say I do that and I put this link right here, this will create a public link like so. And I can even send this link right now to anybody like James or anybody else on this chat. And you will see that when he's uploading at his end, I'm seeing it getting uploaded live on Katsio's dashboard, right? So speed and smoothness is something that we are very proud of this app. And basically, the yeah, one more thing I just added yesterday, I forgot to tell. So yeah, so a lot of my users wanted to do reframing of horizontal content to vertical content for TikTok or like Reels and all of that. So we created an AI to do this automatically. So you just have to click on Start Cloud Reframe, and we will ingest this whole footage inside our servers and do the AI vertical processing. And the best part is, since everything is happening inside Cutsio, you can just press this button, close your laptop, live your life, go for a walk, do whatever you want. And in the back end, we'll ingest the resulting video inside your library without you doing anything. So for example, for this video, this was the result, and it was automatically ingested inside your library without you even waiting for it to process. So that's what Cutsio is so far.
Amazing. I think this is for first of all, I think like the interface is excellent and it speaks directly into the video editor workflow. And obviously, I think we can tell that like you spend a lot of effort, right, on making this like sort of broader user experience move very well. All these like little touch on sharing collection and that comment on like YouTube and Vimeo and export communities. I think that was it's very very interesting as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, looking forward to supporting Casio growth over the next couple of months, and we continuously try to make our like the core like 12 hours model and understanding part like better. So hopefully that will help power kind of the intelligence behind Casio so that it can like create even better like compilation highlight footage that make the last editors better, right? Yeah. Awesome.
And one more thing, let's say if you share one video, single video with a person, and he opens it on a mobile phone, on let's say an iPhone. So we designed, let's say, do you see my phone screen? We designed a special interface for that use case because, uh, to be honest, nobody likes to view like and rotates their phone and see a video. Everybody see a horizontal video on a vertical screen. So we we got inspired from the iPod Touch interface, and we made this so you can just press the middle button and you can just scrub through like an iPod Touch, and you go to the exact moment wherever you want it to forward and whatever. And if you long press the middle button, you get to 2x speed, which is what people usually watch videos in. So that's just one thing that I want to share. That's all.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Any question from the audience before we close up? Okay. If not, Christian, are you asking question? No.
Yeah, just want to say, yeah, though, I really, really enjoyed that. Yeah, really liked that. I had a question about I think about the profile, like when all the videos are put together like an album. Um, is is the page, are you creating that for them, or how's that happening?
Action part?
I guess like when you put all like the videos together, I think I saw like the Indian wedding, where like
Hmm?
almost look like a web page or something. Like, are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
having to build them a page, or like or or how's that kind of experience happening?
So once you add video in a collection and share the link, it will automatically create that page for you in the background. There is no manual
Okay.
task.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, got
Right.
it. Got it. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I would love to connect with all you guys. So
Great. Awesome.
Same.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I think we took 15 minutes out of time, so thanks for sticking around. Recording of this session should be available on YouTube probably like early next week, so I'll be sure to share that with everyone. Yeah, you asking a question?
James, I have a question. Last year you were at a hackathon at my university, and I got this sticker onto my laptop, and I love the 12 Lab sticker. I love it, but I don't know where to buy the thing. And this is what it looks like now. It's been fading away. The horse has been running too fast. I can't get a replacement for this. Are you guys gonna have some merch available, like something available for these stickers? Is that already a thing?
Yeah, I mean, we
I need
yeah,
another sticker.
I have to ask my marketing team for that.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah,
You can do that.
we yeah, we try to like event like this like occasionally. So like during each of these hackathon, we gonna have swag, right, for people to try it out and use it. But yeah, I think at some point when we grow bigger as a company, we can have like more marketing, brand swag, logistic, and all of that figure that out. Yeah, awesome,
Mm.
great. Yeah, thanks everyone. And as I mentioned, you know, we have a couple of interesting new product coming up soon, so I'll be sure to connect with all of you to get some early feedback on some new API endpoint, which I believe can help tackle all the use cases, right? That was being mentioned today during the session. All right, enjoy and hope you a good rest of your Friday.
Thanks,
Cheers.
guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Cheers.